Hi guys, my name is Izzy. I'm a sporadic YouTuber. Today I'm going to be doing my wrap up for the month of, not October, the month of September, as well as the month of August, because I did record that video, but I never uploaded it. Life has been nuts and I can't seem to catch up. I'm a mess. So the first book that I read in the month of August was The Reign of Reptiles. This is a non-fiction book about dinosaurs and prehistoric reptiles, and it was really, really good. The next book that I read in the month of August was The Austerity Academy. This is book 5 in the series of Unfortunate Events. If you don't know, I host a read-along for the series of Unfortunate Events, and I read this one in the month of August. I also buddy read Eliza and Her Monsters by Francisca Zappia. I finally read this, and I buddy read this one with Chelsea. I was trying to think of your screen name, but I cannot remember it. And she's a lovely Belgium girl, and we buddy read this together. I'm not even sure if she ever finished. Our lives got kind of crazy there at the end, but our lives are crazy right now. We're both in school, and we barely have a chance to even like say hi to each other on social media because we're in 2 different time zones, and it's nuts, and I miss her. But we did read this one together, and I believe I gave it 4 stars. The next one that I read in the month of August was The Revenant by Michael Puquet. So I gave this one 3 stars. Did not love it. I switched to the audiobook because the book was really slow, but the audiobook did help me get through. I really liked the narrator quite a bit, and I did enjoy the story. I'm not saying that. It just wasn't for me. It wasn't anything that I would give a 4 or 5 star just because it wasn't for me. I could see why people would really, really love this book. I haven't seen the movie yet. We do own it. But it's not high on my priorities. The next one that I read in the month of August was Amazon Lily by Teresa Weir. This is something that I normally do not read. This is straight up romance. Teresa Weir is the same author as Anne Fraser. Anne Fraser is her pen name, and those are her, if you don't know, Anne Fraser is my favorite author. And she writes murder mystery, thriller, detective-y kind of, but not really. I don't want to say I mean, there are detectives in them, but I don't think I think you could really enjoy them even if you don't like detective novels. I think you would still really enjoy her books. They are just great. They are just wonderful. I really, really love her as an author. Every one of those books has been 5 stars for me. Every single one. So I figured I would give this a go. Are there problematic elements? Yes. Is it super cheesy at times? Yes. But did I enjoy it? Could I put this down? No, I could not put this down, and yes, I did enjoy it. So I did end up giving it 4 stars. Maybe it's because I have a soft spot for Anne Fraser. The next one that I read in the month of August was Giant Days, Volume 1. I read this during the Read Your Face Off readathon, I believe. And because graphic novels are perfect for readathons. And yeah, I did enjoy this. I think I gave it 4 stars as well. The next one that I read in the month of August was Pride and Prejudice by Jane Austen. Yes, I finally read some Pride and Prejudice. I read this along with Shannon because she did a read-along of it kind of thing, and neither one of us really liked it, I don't think. I am giving this 3 stars. It was just alright. I mean, it was not a hard read. It was not anything great. Towards the end, I was more invested. Like, I really just wanted to know what was going to happen, or I just wanted it to be over. That was probably the more realistic thing. I will say that if you liked this, you will probably really like Americanah, which is a book that I also hated. So I will say that. That if you like this, if you like Pride and Prejudice, you will probably like Americanah. It's in the same wheelhouse. Alright, so now let's get into the month of September. So the first book that I read in the month of September was the 6th book in the series of Unfortunate Events. I obviously host a read-along, I've said this. And yeah, so we are reading The Hostile Hospital this month. And I'm really excited about it. Oh my gosh, it's so much fun. The next book that I read was an ARC that I was supposed to do a review on, and I still haven't because I suck and life has been crazy and I'm the worst ever. But this book did come out. It was sent to me by a publisher, so that makes me hate myself even more for not getting a review out for you guys. But I'm trying, and hopefully I will get one out for you guys. So This is The House of 1000 Eyes by Michelle Barker. It was fantastic. I gave it 4 out of 5 stars. Loved it. Thought it was really fun. And fun is probably not the right word. This is set in East Berlin, in East Berlin, I believe, yes, in the early 1980s. If you know your history, you know the Berlin Wall is up, things are going down, and whoo, it was good. It was so good. I felt so immersed in the time period, and it was great. So if I need to just do a review so that way you guys can hear all of my thoughts about this. But this book is out now, and I really recommend you go give it a go and pick it up. The next 2 books were books off of the You Pick My TBR, so I'm not going to get into those. If you follow me on Goodreads, you already know my reaction, because I'm not going to save my my reaction and my rating until I actually do the video. That's too much work for me. So yeah, so if you didn't know, You Picked My TBR for 2 months. I still have quite a few books to read off of that TBR. Whoops. But I did read 2 of them so far in the past month. And yeah, I'm just not going to get into those. I will get into them when we finally get there, if that makes any sense. The next one was actually my audiobook for the past 2 months, and that was Americanah by Chimamanda Ngozi Adichie. I hope I'm saying her name right. Probably not. I always murder it. Whatever. I try. So anyway, I read this book. I gave it 4 stars, I believe. It made me cry at work. It made me choke up at work. Oh my god, that ending. Well, it got me. The next one that I read was a book that we picked out of my TBR wastebasket, and that was Some Kind of Magic by Teresa Weir. Another one of Teresa Weir's books. Like I said, she does romance under this name, and this one was a little bit Stockholm Syndrome-y, a little bit, but I did enjoy it just as much as the last one. I read this in one sitting. It was bam, and it was done. I mean, if I put 20 of these kind of books on my TBR, I'd have them all. I would have 20 books read a day. Not a day. Okay, maybe I could read probably 3 of these a day. I just devour them. I say what you will about the Teresa Weir problematic elements, because I'm sure there are so many. There are so many. But Anne Fraser, Teresa Weir, is one hell of a storyteller, no matter what. She sucks me in. She really does. So I gave this one 4 out of 5 stars as well, I believe. And I did really enjoy it. I thought it was fun, and it was quick and easy read. So the last one that I read this past month was The Wonderful Wizard of Oz. This is a classic, obviously, and I buddy read this with Dane Reeds and a whole bunch of other people. I can't remember everyone, but I know I buddy read this with a whole bunch of people, and I enjoyed it. I ended up giving it 3 stars because it wasn't anything fantastic that I will remember forever. I'm not a huge Wizard of Oz fan to begin with. I thought the movie was kind of weird and just not. And the book is super creepy. My dad actually used to, when my dad first saw The Wizard of Oz as a kid, he said that it gave him nightmares, completely terrified him. And I always made fun of him for it. To this day, I would make fun of him. Well, not to this day, because I've read this, and I went over to my dad's house and apologized to him. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry I teased you. You are so right. This story is terrifying. Everything is scary. This is creepy and weird, and nope. So yeah, I get it now. I get his scariness, because this is a horror. This is a nightmare. It's a horror story. It is not a kid's book. Freaking scary. I'm oof, I still have heebie-jeebies. There you go. That is my wrap up for the past 2 months. Not to be confused with my wrap up that will be happening on the books that you guys picked for me to read for the next 2 months, which will be this month and then last month. So I've already read 2 of them. We've already talked about this. I'm gonna go. I'm falling asleep here. I still have math work to do, and I don't want to do any of it. Here comes the yawn. No, I'm gonna go now. I love you guys. Peace. I'm out. Goodbye.